What's up, guys? Thunder Alley here back. We're pretty much 2 weeks past the unfortunate 27-point collapse by the Chargers against the Jags. And I was on the road during that game. I actually fell asleep when we were up about, I think it was 21, or maybe it was out. The Jags cut it to like 20 points, and I was just so tired from driving for 12 hours, so I fell asleep. Woke up in the morning, checked my phone, was expecting the Chargers to win. I wanted to know the final score though, and all I saw was the Jags came back from an NFL record 27 points in the playoffs. Remember, the Jags had 5 turnovers, the Chargers had 0, and somehow they were able to win the game. It was inexcusable. I mean, prior to that, I thought Joe Lombardi should have been fired. I'm not completely sure yet of my thoughts on Brandon Staley. I don't think I've been saying this all year if you've been following me. I don't think he's a great coach. I don't think he's a bad coach. I definitely blame Lombardi. Also, though, the Chargers don't have a lot of speed, and they definitely need to bring in another tight end. I mean, the whole Everett situation, we're unsure of his future. I mean, Parham, I believe he is a free agent, and outside of that, there's nothing. So the running back situation's the same thing. I mean, you have Austin Eckler. I mean, Roundtree hasn't. His obviously career is pretty much over, at least as a Charger. Isaiah Spiller was a 4th-round pick by the Chargers. Wasn't able to get it going. Josh Kelly had a really good year, but the thing is, he ended up getting injured. He missed like 4 or 5 games, and the Chargers, they just weren't able to replace him. They brought in Sony Michel, a move that I was really hyped about, but same thing. Sony Michel ended up getting cut. The Chargers, they have a lot of work to do. There's a lot of holes on this team. They're going to have to restructure some deals because if you take a look at the top 5 teams that handed out the most money in terms of guarantee in 2022 for agency, you have the Jags, Bills, Dolphins, Jets, and Chargers. So I'm looking at a Joey Bosa, right? Obviously, he's not going to be traded because he is arguably he's not the best player on the team, but he is one of the best players on the team. So, and then you have Khalil Mack. They're probably going to restructure his deal. It's already been done a couple of times for this current one he's on from the Bears, and so that shouldn't be a problem. And also Corey Linsley and Keenan Allen is the thing with Keenan Allen is he's definitely on the backside of his career, but we've seen what the Chargers offense has looked like without him. So before I get into the rest of the video, though, if you guys are a fan of the Chargers, make sure you drop a like for the algorithm, subscribe if you're new. I love making Chargers content, but honestly, I don't make many videos. You guys can see I haven't made a video in 2 weeks. It's just been really inconsistent. I do love making these videos. This was my first ever team channel, but I don't know, man. Hopefully I can get back into it. If you guys could keep smashing the like button, it would definitely motivate me to keep doing this. Not even for the money, but I just want these videos to get out. I want people to watch them, right? 4,000 views is good, but hopefully we can try to reach as many Charger fans as possible. So, but the thing about the Chargers is that their cornerback situation is questionable to say the least. Michael Davis was arguably their best player down the stretch defensively. He has a situation to where if you take a look at the potential cap casualties in corner, they could save 7.4 million in cap space by cutting him, but they're definitely not going to do that. They would save 21.7 million if they were to cut Keenan Allen, but I don't see that being an option. I don't even think it's debatable that the Chargers should cut Keenan Allen. They simply can't do it. I mean, they'd save money, but it's kind of like the Packers cutting Aaron Jones. Do you think the Packers are going to cut Aaron Jones? I don't even think they'll consider it. So, the Chargers shouldn't consider Keenan Allen. Rashawn Slater, he will be back. His backup, though, Jamari Salyer, if I'm saying that correctly. So, I think it's Sawyer. Sorry, I'm stuck with names, as you guys know. Jamari Sawyer. He stepped in. He was a 6th-round rookie. And without him, the Chargers, they probably wouldn't have made the playoffs, bro. Being real with you, they definitely wouldn't have made the playoffs without him. He was that big of an impact. It was honestly an underwhelming draft class. I'm looking at a Chargers rookie class that, I mean, the first round they took that guard, Zion Johnson of Boston College. I forget, I don't have the thing in front of me, but let me think of my memory. So they took JT Woods, right? They took, who'd they take in the 4th round? That was right. It was the running back. They took Isaiah Spiller out of Texas A&M. I don't know where my notes went in that, but yeah, it just wasn't the best of class. All the picks in hindsight looked good. But I mean, at the same time, I remember when the Chargers made those picks. I mean, I wasn't really too thrilled with them. I wasn't down on them. You guys know I wanted a receiver, but all the receivers were gone. So literally, the Chargers, when they came up, I mean, Chris Olave, you guys remember OG Thunder Alley fans will know how much I love Chris Olave, and he ended up arguably being the best offensive player in this entire class. I mean, Aiden Hutchinson and Sauce Gardner are the best overall players, but Chris Olave is right there. So I was right about that. I kept making videos and videos, and everyone was like, Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, we're good, but not really, because whenever Mike Williams isn't on the field, especially Keenan Allen, I mean, the Chargers just don't have the depth to be able to compete, not to mention Joe Lombardi, who is just not a very good offensive coordinator, to say the least, and that's putting it kindly. So Tom Telesco, he's in his 11th season as the Chargers DM, 2 playoff wins to show for it. I'm not going to sit here and be like, I could do a better job than him, but honestly, sometimes I think that I could. It just, like, when you're the GM of this Charger team, you've got to win. Like, the Chargers have always had these good teams, Phillip Rivers and Justin Herbert. The defense was great down the stretch. How the hell are the Chargers losing to the Jags, especially after being up 27, but yet alone losing at all to them? A team that had the first pick 2 years in a row, a team that was down 10-0 at home to the Tennessee Titans in the final week of the season. It's just inexcusable. If I'm Tom Telesco, you're gonna have to get creative. The Chargers have no money; they're literally negative in salary. But Justin Herbert needs to get paid. If Justin Herbert's like, I want to be the highest paid quarterback of all time over Patrick Mahomes, you do it. You're in Los Angeles, right? There should be no Lamar Jackson situation to where the Chargers are in a position to where they could lose out on Justin Herbert for nothing. It's inexcusable. He should be locked up yesterday. If you can't lock him up, if he's not locked up yesterday, then he should be locked up today. I couldn't imagine being a diehard Charger fan and realizing that Justin Herbert isn't locked up yet. Eventually, I expect that to get done, but I'd do it sooner rather than later. And I really talked about everything I wanted to. I mean, there's a lot of veterans on the Chargers that deals need to get restructured, like Corey Linsley, 5-year, $62.5 million contract. And if they release him before June 1st or trade him, that would net $5.3 million. If they wait until after June 1st, $10.5. But Corey Linsley, he's arguably the best center in the league, and there's just no way you can move on from him. A lot of these players, you can't move on from them. They're just too good and too important, so you're going to have to restructure their deals. And yeah, I mean, Justin Herbert, guys, he's going to be 25 in March. Joe Burrow is 26. Patrick Mahomes was 25 when he signed that record-breaking extension with the Chiefs, but he was turning 26 at the start of the 2020 season. Herbert won't turn 26 until later, after the 2023 season. So this is probably going to be an even larger deal than Mahomes. And I know Justin Herbert hasn't won a playoff game. He actually just got to his first playoff game. But I'll say it again, I'm not a Charger fan, I'm a Colts fan. I love the Chargers. They're my first ever team channel, which is crazy to think about. First ever team channel, Los Angeles Chargers. That's how much love I have for them. They're the only other... I got a Lions jersey, but the Chargers was the first merch of 2 that I got. I got a Chargers hat. I brought it with me when I moved to Houston last Monday. But yeah, Justin Herbert is just as good as Patrick Mahomes. He's just as good as Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, you can name it, Trevor Lawrence. The thing is, the Chargers were 28th in defense. They don't have any sort of speed. They have really one running back because, I mean, Josh Kelly showed up this season, but he got hurt, and also he was really bad the past 2 years. Offensive line, obviously, missing Rashawn Slater, who went all-pro as a rookie. He was out. Corey Linsley was hurt. I mean, Justin Herbert got this team to the playoffs and somehow still gets disrespected. I get winning is everything, not just accolades, but I mean, I'm telling you right now, if the Chargers defense can just be mediocre, that 15 to 20 range, and they can go out there and get some more speed, then, I mean, we're going to be talking about a Super Bowl level team. But honestly, I'm not even that mad about the Chargers blowing a 27-point lead because now things are about to change, right? Like, we saw Lombardi get fired. Lombardi doesn't get fired if they win that game. So, I mean, I know it's a bad way to think about it, but at least Joe Lombardi was fired. The quarterback coach was fired, and time to get creative. The Chargers have no money, and they have a lot of holes. Like, they just can't stop the run. J.C. Jackson got injured, so I'm just getting a headache thinking about this football team right now. But like I said, love making Charger videos. More on the way. The passion's there, but like, just drop a like, bro, for me. It's just drop a like, bro. It's been a really rough year. This is my first year covering the NFL, and to make all these videos up until the playoffs, the Chargers sneak into the playoffs, and then the way they lost was heartbreaking. But I expect them to be back, man. And yeah, it's your boy Thunder Alley. Peace.